Hi children, welcome to EduCup. Today we are with a new video from grade 8 science, 4th lesson, properties of matter. Now we are going to discuss the second part of the lesson. So our main subtopic is utilizing physical properties of matter. Under that we are going to discuss pure substances and non-pure substances. Consider a cylinder containing nitrogen gas and a cylinder containing ordinary air. The cylinder of nitrogen gas contains only nitrogen gas. The cylinder of air contains several gases such as nitrogen, oxygen, argon, carbon dioxide. On the other hand, potable water contains gases and various salts dissolved in it. But pure water contains only water. I think you can understand clearly the components. There are only one component. Some have more components. So that basics of components contains matter can be divided into two main categories like pure substances and non-pure substances. Pure substances are matter that contains only one component. Non-pure substances are matter that contains two or more components. So under that, we're gonna discuss pure substances. Pure substances having a constant composition, that is substances containing only one component with defined properties, are called pure substances. Let's see examples. Sugar, copper, pure water, aluminium, silver, and iron. So, pure substances, based on the nature of them, can be classified into two groups, elements and compounds. Elements, pure substances with definite properties which cannot be further divided by physical or chemical methods into substances, are known as elements. As at now, scientists have identified nearly 120 elements. Each of these elements have unique properties of its own. Examples: sulfur, chlorine gas, iron, copper, carbon, mercury, aluminium, and zinc. Compounds. Compounds are homogeneous pure substances in which two or more elements are chemically combined in fixed ratio. The properties of compounds are different from the properties of elements that contribute to form the compound. Although there are only 120 elements, there are millions of compounds is extinct. The reason for the possibility of combining elements in a vast multitude of ways with one another. Let us inquire into the formation of compounds by combinations of elements chemically. Let's see one example. You can see iron powder is grayish black solid substance. Sulfur powder is yellow colored solid. When these are mixed and heated till the solid melts, a black solid is formed. It can be observed that substance formed finally is different in properties from the substance that are used initially. Now it is maybe clear to you that here the elements iron has combined chemically with the elements sulfur to form black colored compounds is iron sulfide. Let's see some compounds used in every day in our life. Copper sulfate, sodium chloride, fire extinguisher filled with carbon dioxide, calcium carbonate, sodium hydroxide, and glucose. Oxygen, nitrogen, and argon present in ordinary air are elements. Carbon dioxide is a compound. The compound carbon dioxide is formed by the combination of elements carbon and oxygen chemically. This table shows you the elements contained in some compounds. Let's see one example. Copper sulfate. Elements are presented copper, sulfur, and oxygen. Like that, you can see other examples too. Our next topic, various physical properties of matter. Different substances have different physical properties. There are a number of physical properties in matter that help to identify and distinguish them. Some of these are, I have given physical property and simple introduction of the physical property. First one, luster, shiny surface due to the reflection of light falling on it. Hardness, brittleness, thermal conductivity, electrical conductivity, sonority, color, elasticity, density. Refer the introduction of physical property. Malleability, ductility, smell, expansivity, texture, melting point, boiling point. Some of physical properties of substance can be used to examine its purity. Examples are density, melting point, and boiling point. Now we are going to discuss the density. What can you observe if you put a piece of iron, a cork stopper, and a candle to water? The piece of iron sinks while the cork and the candle float. The reason for this fact that density of iron is greater than that of water, thus the density of cork and candle wax is less than that of water. Density is property unique for particular substance. Density is mass of a unit volume of given substance. To find out whether the density of water has a constant value, well, you can do this small activity. You will need these things and set the practical like this. Fill the density bottle with water, vault it way high, way using the triple beam balance. Remove the water, refill the density water bottle with this distilled water, vault it the way, compare the masses obtained. Repeat the same experiment using same density bottle but filling it with samples of water obtained from different environments such as fresh water, brackish water, brine water, tank water. Compare the masses. When a few masses are taken by repeating the weights several times, you will be able to see that the mass of equal volume of distinguished water takes constant volume, but masses of equal volumes of fresh water, brine and brackish water will not be equal. Distilled water is water-free from dissolved solid since the density for water always takes the same value. Pure water can be identified by measuring the density. Similarly, for the other pure substances, the density is fixed value. Therefore, the purity of solid, liquid, and gases can be determined by finding their densities. I have given you the densities of some pure substances. Next, melting point. There is a fixed temperature at which a solid turns into a liquid. This temperature is known as melting point. Pure substances have a fixed melting point. Let's find out whether the melting point of pure substances has the constant value. You will need these things. Set up the practical like this. Fill about the fourth of boiling tube with ice chips. Arrange the apparatus like this. Heat till the ice melts. Stir the water well using the stirrer. Tabulate the temperature against the time. You would have observed that the temperature remains constant until all the ice melts. When heat is applied, matter turns from the solid state to liquid state without change in its temperature. The specific temperature is which change its state occurs is called the melting point. In above experiments, the temperature remained at 0 Celsius and all the ice turned into the liquid water. So the melting point of pure water at the normal atmosphere pressures is 0 Celsius. I have given you the melting points at a standard atmosphere pressure of some pure substances. The melting point of pure substances is constant. Therefore, the purity of the substance can be determined by the measuring its melting point. Next, boiling. There is the definite temperature at which liquid turns into the gaseous state. That temperature is known as its boiling point. The pure substances have a constant boiling point. To find out whether there is the constant value for the boiling point is of pure substance, you have to do this practical using these things. Add water to boiling tube and fix thermometer as like this. Heat the water with the burner. Tabulate the change of temperature with the time. When water is heated, temperature rises gradually. At a certain moment, the rise in temperature stops and water turns into the vapor state of the liquid state. That temperature remains unchanged till all the water vaporizes. The temperature is called boiling point of water. The boiling point of pure water at the standard atmosphere pressure is 100 Celsius. The boiling point of liquid depends on the surrounded pressure. If its surrounded pressure falls, the boiling point falls. The boiling point on the water of high mountain is lower than 100 Celsius. If the water is not pure, due to the dissolving foreign substances at the boiling point may be elevated for all over. From it is clear that boiling point is also physical characteristics that can be used to probe the purity of compound. I have given you boiling points of some substances under normal atmospheric pressure. Our next property is luster. To examine the luster, you can scratch the surface of the substance with the knife or clean with the sandpaper. Next thing is sonority. The material used to examine sonority should be at least 1 millimeter thick. It can be done by striking with the metal rod or dropping the cement floor from the suitable height. Next property, thermal conductivity. To inquire into thermal conductivity, a change that can be observed during the transmission of heat as be used. For example, drops of candle wax can be placed on rods made on different materials and melting point of wax during the conduction of heat can be done. Like this. Next thing is electrical conductivity. In order to examine electric conductivity, a simple circuit should be constructed. It should be constructed on a circuit board or made by connecting the piece of equipment using a crocodile clip. If it is substances to tested place above A and B conducted electricity, the bulb will be light. If the substance does not conduct electricity, the bulb will not be light. To observe malleability and brittleness, a piece of relevant substance can be struck light with the hammer after placing it on a fairly thick surface. Based on results of above experiments and other characteristics, elements can be divided into two classes, metals and nonmetals. The diversity of physical properties of metals and nonmetals can be illustrated like this. Metals, good conductors of heat, good conductors of electricity, lustrous, sonorous, can be hammered into the sheet, malleability is present, can be drawn into wires. In nonmetals, ductility, pure conductors of heat, pure conductors of electricity, except carbon, non-lustrous, break into pieces when struck, brittle. Our next subtopic is day-to-day applications of various physical properties of matter. The physical properties of matter can be usually applied in various ways in our day-to-day life. I have given you a set of physical property of matter, instances, applications, and substances. You have to refer these things. I will tell you the small example. Hardness is divided into two, withstand in weight, cutting glasses. Withstand in weight, it's going to steel rails, cutting glasses, diamonds, stylets, like that. Remember to refer these things. At the end of this chapter, you can divide the matter into two, pure substances and non-pure substances. Pure substances can be divided into two, elements and compounds. Then elements can become divided into two again, metals and non-metals. This is what we have to learn throughout this lesson. Let's meet with our next video sound. Thank you.